to come clean. It reads in part, the dossier has been largely discredited by 2 federal investigations and the indictment of a key source, leaving journalists to reckon how, in the heat of competition, so many were taken in so easily because the dossier seemed to confirm what they already suspected. End quote. And investigative journalist Glenn Greenwald tweeted this: the corporate media knows it can't get away with ignoring their major role in this fraud any longer, but is still trying to limit the damage. Meanwhile, Congressman Jim Jordan of the great state of Ohio says if some of the media can come clean about the dossier, so can Adam Schiff. Watch.
Thank goodness they admitted that there was wrong statements in all these stories in the past, but people need to be held accountable. It seems to me Adam Schiff should be able to do the same thing because, frankly, everything we said about this over the last several years turned out to be true.
And the New York Times op-ed I just mentioned points out, quote, the situation also became complicated because some reporters simply didn't like or trust Mr. Trump or didn't want to appear to be on his side. He had been berating journalists as charlatans while seeking their acclaim. In a perfect world, journalists would treat people they don't like the same way they treat people those who they do like. But this is not a perfect world. Or why can't we just not know whether or not a journalist likes somebody? Why can't they just do their job without holding up a sign that says one thing or the other?
Speak truth to power without fear or favor to party. Be like Tim Russert. I have no idea how the late, great Tim Russert voted, but boy, he held both sides accountable, and we'd like to see a little bit more of that. But look, until Adam Schiff stops getting booked on every network to promote his book that still pushes the lie of Trump-Russia collusion based on the Steele dossier, that is also pure fiction, we know that now, until Schiff isn't propped up as a truth teller, until news organizations like CNN and BuzzFeed apologize on the air for putting that unverified dossier into the public domain that kicked this whole thing off, it almost means nothing because the damage has already been done. Mission accomplished. 3 years of a presidency dominated by the greatest falsehood in modern political history. Well, that is the damage. And any retraction or correction at this point, Harris, is meaningless, quite frankly, because the allegation won. The exoneration now is a complete afterthought.
You know who ought to really be worried about this? Remember, the White House and the administration are not happy about CNN's reporting about the rift between Kamala Harris and the President of the United States, those 2 offices right now. There are some who are accusing CNN of being racist and misogynistic for reporting, based on like dozens of sources they have. They better be careful what they ask for here. We want everybody held accountable, and we want all journalists to do their jobs. Wow, we'll see.
Isn't
how
it amazing that Kamala Harris is polling at 28%, and that's the number, and yet race has to be injected into that, too, like it is with Rittenhouse, like it was in the Virginia race. I mean, when you keep crying that wolf of racism, people are going to stop listening, per the children's book that I keep reading my kids.
We'll see if the journalists...
Media is doing all-out damage control on the dossier. Obviously, they've been discredited, they've been humiliated, and now they are trying to walk it all back. We must never, ever forget what they did to this country, that they stole and robbed your vote, your voice, and the will of the people. They wanted democracy to end as we know it. They manipulated an election through the dossier, and they must be held accountable. Do not ever let them off the hook on this. It is such trash. They are now deleting all the evidence. No. Investigate, 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 and put the people who lied to Congress and the FBI in jail. Thank you for watching. We are 100% independent news. Are you sick of being lied to? We certainly are. That's why we started this channel. But we can't do it without you. We can't keep going without your help. All we ask is that you click like and subscribe and share this video. It's free. And it keeps us going, it keeps us growing, and it keeps us getting the truth out there to break the rotted corporate media infrastructure that wants to lie to you every single day, wants to corrupt your narratives, your truth, your story, and your very society. So support us by clicking like, clicking subscribe, and thank you, Patriots.